All right, so get this. Today's deep dive, get this,
Okay.
takes us into a video game, Towers of Aghasba. And in this game, you can grow like these colossal trees.
Okay.
I know it sounds a bit niche, but
Yeah.
bear with me, okay? Because we're going to unpack a note and a YouTube walkthrough about growing a level 4 colossal tree,
Right.
which is like a big deal in this game world. So
It's fascinating because even in this virtual world, the designers have created a system that really has some intriguing parallels to real-world environmental challenges.
Oh, okay. So you're telling me there's more to this than just clicking buttons and making virtual trees appear.
Absolutely. Yeah, the YouTube video highlights how intricate the process is.
Okay.
To even begin growing this level 4 tree, you need 3 level 3 trees already in place.
Wow.
So that's a significant investment of time and resources right there.
Yeah.
So it pushes players to think strategically from the get-go.
So it's not just about having a green thumb in the virtual world.
Right.
You need to plan ahead. I can already see where this like long-term thinking could connect to real life.
Exactly. Think about it.
Yeah.
This mirrors how we approach large-scale projects in the real world, whether it's urban planning or even personal finance. Having a solid foundation is crucial for achieving these ambitious goals.
And speaking of foundations, the video creator goes on to detail all the things you need to gather
Yeah,
seeds from different ecosystems,
makes sense.
which makes sense. But then there's this requirement for 50 dung.
Right?
Yeah, you heard that right, dung.
Wow.
50 dung.
Okay. Interesting.
Yeah.
That quirky detail actually ties into the game's concept of amity, which is this measure of your positive impact on the environment.
Okay.
And get this, you need to maintain 500 amity to even attempt growing this colossal tree.
Wait, so the game is making a connection between your environmental actions and your ability to achieve something really impressive.
Precisely. You can't just exploit resources without considering the consequences, you know? It's a subtle way of embedding the concept of sustainability into the gameplay.
Yeah.
Imagine if our real-world systems had these clear feedback mechanisms.
Okay, I'm starting to see how this deep dive is going to be way more insightful than I initially thought.
Yeah.
So we've got strategic planning, resource gathering,
Yeah.
even this quirky dung element
Right.
tied to an environmental score.
Yeah.
What happens next?
So the video shows the player going through these steps, gathering the necessary resources,
Okay.
strategically planting seeds,
Uh-huh.
and yes, diligently collecting that dung,
Okay.
all while keeping a close eye on their amity level.
Got it.
It's this delicate balancing act.
Sounds like they're juggling a lot.
Yeah.
Do they manage to keep everything in check and reach their goal?
They do, but not without encountering a few surprises along the way.
Oh, okay.
At one point, they stumble upon this Gurulumo.
Golumo.
Yeah, it's a strange new creature. It's these unexpected twists and turns that make the game, and by extension, this deep dive, even more captivating.
Unexpected encounters, resource management, and a healthy dose of virtual dung. It sounds like this game is a metaphor for life itself.
You could say that.
Yeah.
But jokes aside, what's really interesting is how the player reacts to these unexpected events.
Yeah.
They don't give up, they adapt.
Yeah.
And remember that unexpected Gurulumo?
Right.
Well, new creatures mean, you guessed it, new sources of dung.
So even the obstacles can become resources if you know how to look at them.
Absolutely.
That's a powerful lesson right there.
It speaks to the resilience and adaptability that are so essential, not just in gaming, but in navigating the complexities of real life.
And it seems like this adaptability pays off in the end.
Yeah,
Do they finally get to witness their level 4 colossal tree in all its glory?
they do, and it is a sight to behold.
Wow.
The video creator even zooms out to show the sheer scale of the tree compared to everything else in their in-game city.
Wow.
They describe it as almost like an entire being in itself.
Wow. That image alone is making me want to check out this game.
Yeah.
But I have a feeling we're going to unpack even deeper meanings from this seemingly simple goal of growing a virtual tree.
You're absolutely right.
Okay.
We've just scratched the surface. There's so much more to explore, from the subtle ways the game encourages systems thinking to the parallels between virtual ecosystems and the environmental challenges we face in the real world.
Okay, I'm officially hooked. Let's dive deeper.
All right.
So we left off with our video game player just basking in the glow of their level 4 colossal tree, a virtual monument to all their strategic planning and resourcefulness.
Right.
But you mentioned that there's this deeper layer here, something about systems thinking and real-world environmental challenges.
You're picking up on the subtle brilliance of the game's design. Remember, Amity.
Right.
It's not just a number, it's a reflection of your impact on the virtual ecosystem. Every tree that you chop, every creature that you introduce, every resource harvested, it all affects this delicate balance.
So it's like a constant feedback loop showing you the consequences of your actions, both good and bad.
Yeah.
Kind of like a virtual karma system, but for the environment.
That's a great way to put it. And think about how powerful that concept is in the real world.
Right.
You know, we make countless decisions every day that impact our environment, often without fully understanding the long-term consequences.
Yeah.
What if we had a real-time Amity score to guide us?
It would certainly make you think twice before mindlessly consuming resources, wouldn't it?
Yeah, definitely.
But back to the game, you mentioned that maintaining this high Amity level is actually crucial for unlocking these advanced achievements like the colossal tree.
Exactly.
So it's not just about being nice to the environment. It's actually a strategic advantage.
Exactly. The game rewards players who adopt a more sustainable approach, you know?
Right.
Gathering seeds from diverse ecosystems, carefully managing resources, minimizing negative impact. It all contributes to a higher Amity score, which then opens up these new possibilities.
So it's like this built-in incentive to think holistically about your actions and their consequences.
Yeah, it is.
It sounds like the game designers are subtly encouraging players to see the interconnectedness of everything, how one action can ripple out and affect the entire system.
Right.
I remember reading somewhere that indigenous cultures have practiced this kind of systems thinking for centuries, understanding that everything is interconnected
Yeah.
and that you can't just take without giving back.
You're right. That concept is central to a lot of indigenous worldviews. And it's a perspective that we in the modern world could benefit from relearning.
Yeah.
Too often, we focus on the short-term gains without considering the long-term consequences, you know,
Right.
for ourselves and for the planet. And games like this can help us shift our thinking, encouraging us to see the bigger picture and act in ways that benefit the whole system,
Yeah.
not just our immediate needs.
I'm starting to see how even a simple game can offer these profound insights into real-world challenges.
Absolutely.
It's like a virtual laboratory for exploring complex ideas in a safe, engaging way.
And that's the beauty of games, isn't it?
Yeah,
They can teach us valuable lessons without feeling preachy or overwhelming.
right.
But back to our player, remember how they encountered that unexpected Gorilumo? That moment to me is a perfect illustration of how the game promotes adaptability and this creative problem solving.
Yeah. What seemed like a setback actually turned into an advantage.
It did.
They even managed to turn that Gorilumo, let's just say output,
Right.
into a valuable resource.
Exactly. It's a reminder that challenges can often be reframed as opportunities
Yeah.
if we approach them with the right mindset.
Right.
Instead of getting discouraged, the player adapted, found a creative solution, and ultimately benefited from this unexpected encounter.
That resilience is something I think we can all learn from. Life is full of unexpected twists and turns, and it's our ability to adapt and find creative solutions that often determines our success.
Absolutely.
But let's zoom out a bit.
Okay.
We've talked about the details, the Amity system, the Gorilumo encounter.
Yeah,
What's the overarching takeaway here?
sure.
What can our listener, someone who might never play this game, glean from all of this?
I think the key takeaway is the power of systems thinking.
Okay.
This game, through its intricate mechanics and subtle feedback loops, encourages players to consider the interconnectedness of everything.
Right.
Every action has a consequence, and those consequences can ripple out in unexpected ways, and that's a lesson that's relevant to all of us, whether we're managing our finances, building relationships, or making decisions that impact the environment.
So it's not just about mastering a video game, it's about developing a mindset that helps us navigate the complexities of life itself.
Precisely, and that's where things get really fascinating.
So we've been talking about systems thinking and how even just a simple video game can give us some insights into how everything's connected. But
Yeah.
beyond the strategic planning and resource management, there was something else that really struck me about this player's journey.
Okay.
It's that element of surprise. You know,
Yeah.
the way the game throws these unexpected curveballs at you.
Right.
Like that whole Gorilumo encounter.
You're right to highlight that element of surprise. It's a crucial aspect of what makes this game so engaging.
Yeah.
It forces players to adapt, to think on their feet,
Right.
to move beyond those preconceived plans and embrace the unexpected.
Right.
Even in the carefully designed world of Towers of Aghasba, things don't always go according to plan.
And sometimes those unexpected detours lead to the most rewarding discoveries.
Absolutely.
Think about how the player stumbled upon this new resource
Right.
thanks to that Gore limo.
Yep.
It's a reminder that what initially appears to be an obstacle can actually become an advantage if we approach it with curiosity and an open mind.
That's a great point. It's about shifting our perspective,
Yeah.
reframing challenges as opportunities for learning and growth.
Right.
In the game, this might mean finding a new source of dung,
Right.
but in real life, it could be anything.
Right.
From discovering a hidden talent to forging a new connection.
Right. Exactly.
That wouldn't have happened otherwise.
It makes you wonder how many potential opportunities we miss out on just because we're so focused on sticking to the plan,
Yeah.
on avoiding anything that deviates from our predetermined course. What if we embrace those unexpected twists and turns a bit more?
What's fascinating is that this ties back into that whole concept of systems thinking. In a complex system, there are countless variables at play.
Yeah.
And trying to control every outcome is often futile.
Right.
Sometimes the most effective approach is to be adaptable,
Right.
to ride the waves of change and see where they take us.
So it's not just about planning for every eventuality. It's about developing the resilience and flexibility to navigate the unknown.
Right.
I imagine that kind of mindset is invaluable.
Oh, absolutely.
Not just in a video game, but in any field where things are constantly changing and evolving.
Absolutely. Whether you're an entrepreneur adapting to market shifts or a scientist exploring uncharted territory,
Right.
the ability to embrace uncertainty and pivot when necessary is essential for success.
Yeah.
And games like this, in a way, provide a safe space to practice those skills, to build that mental agility.
Makes me think of that famous quote by Dwight Eisenhower.
Okay.
Plans are nothing. Planning is everything.
Right.
It's that process of planning, of thinking strategically, and anticipating potential challenges.
Yeah.
That's truly valuable.
Right.
But we also need to be prepared to just throw out the plan
Yeah.
when the situation demands it.
That's a brilliant way to sum it up.
Yeah.
And it speaks to the power of games like Towers of Aghasba to teach us these valuable life lessons in a way that's engaging.
Yeah.
And honestly, a lot more fun than reading a textbook on strategic planning.
Exactly. So we've talked about strategic thinking, about adaptability, about embracing the unexpected.
Yeah.
But there's one more element that I think is worth highlighting. It's that sheer sense of wonder and accomplishment that the player experiences
Okay.
when they finally achieve their goal.
Right.
You know, the video creator's reaction when they zoom out to reveal the colossal tree.
Right.
It's truly awe-inspiring.
You're right to point that out. It's that sense of wonder,
Yeah.
that spark of joy and accomplishment that often gets lost in the daily grind of life.
Right.
We get so caught up in our tasks and responsibilities that we forget to appreciate the beauty of creation, the satisfaction of achieving something challenging.
Yeah.
Games can remind us of that.
It's like they give us permission to tap back into that childlike sense of awe and excitement.
Yeah.
To revel in the simple joy of creating something beautiful and meaningful, even if it's just in a virtual world. And that feeling, I think, can have a ripple effect, inspiring us to approach other challenges
Absolutely.
with this renewed sense of purpose and enthusiasm.
It's a reminder that even in the pursuit of ambitious goals,
Yeah.
it's crucial to find joy in the process. It's that sense of joy, that intrinsic motivation
Right.
that fuels our creativity and keeps us moving forward when things get tough.
So let's bring it all together.
Okay.
We started with this seemingly simple goal in a video game, growing a giant tree.
Right.
But through this deep dive, we've uncovered layers of meaning,
Yeah.
explored the interconnectedness of systems, and discovered how even virtual worlds can offer profound insights into real-life challenges.
We've seen how strategic planning, adaptability, and a willingness to embrace the unexpected are all essential ingredients for success.
Yeah.
Not just in gaming, but in any endeavor.
Right.
And perhaps most importantly, we've been reminded of the power of wonder
Right.
and the importance of finding joy in the process of creation and discovery.
It's a reminder that learning can happen anywhere,
Absolutely.
even in the most unexpected places.
It can.
And that even a deep dive into a video game can leave us with valuable insights that we can carry with us into the real world.
Absolutely.
So to our listener, we leave you with this final thought.
Okay.
What seemingly simple goals in your life might be hiding deeper layers of meaning and opportunity? What systems are you a part of? And how can you use this newfound understanding of interconnectedness to navigate them more effectively?
Right.
And perhaps most importantly, how can you bring a sense of wonder and joy back into your journey, no matter what path you choose to follow?
Great questions.
Keep exploring, keep learning, and who knows?
Yeah.
Maybe you'll even be inspired to grow a giant tree of your own, whether it's virtual
Right.
or in the real world.
Absolutely.
Until next time.
See ya.